2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And the Hawks with a confident look as they... And we've got a moment now to look at the rebounding trend over the last few months for him.
And those are some numbers that he can't be happy about. His rebounding totals have taken a dip over the past few months. He's got to get back to giving the kind of effort on the boards we were seeing from him earlier.
A look at Atlanta's opening lineup. Oubre out there with Hachimura. Then it's Rose. Then there's Jaylen Brown. And it's Ayton in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Pittsburgh, they've got Young. Marcus Morris is out there with Carter. Then it's R.J. Barrett. And it's Reddish in at the shooting guard position. Young is double. For the 3. And Reddish, the bucket on the assist from Young. And as the regular season winds toward the playoffs for those teams in the upper half of the standings, Greg, how much are they looking at seeding and their potential playoff opponents?
You know, Kevin, guys won't admit to it, but it's human nature to think ahead, to try and map out that route through the brackets. And you get a sense if you played a team 3 or 4 times, how you match up, what you do well against them, and what are areas of concern for you.
And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against the Raptors in Toronto. And he banks in the layup. Brown's got 5.
Oh, no hesitation from Hachimura. Once he spots the open man, gets the ball right to him.
Young way outside. Pittsburgh gets it back with a new 14.
And the second chance becomes a dunk. We could feel over here.
GA, such a good, aggressive play in the paint. Now, here's Rose, coming off a stellar performance against Toronto. And there's the whistle, 3-second violation. For Pittsburgh, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Barrett against Oubre. Barrett, no good. Hawks have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. And it's Oubre off the drive. Here's Hachimura. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Rose against Young. That one drops for him.
You gotta like seeing this from Young, wanting to prove he's more than just a jump shooter.
Oubre on the wing. Pass to Ayton. And no good that time. Good work defensively by Carter. And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Brown finds Rose, and he gets that one to go off the front iron.
Excellent awareness from Rose that time. He didn't want to give the defense a chance to contest his shot.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines.
I had a chance to catch up with Nate McMillan. There are numerous problems that Trae Young presents, but Coach is focused on Young's shooting. After watching the tape, Coach said he'll instruct his defenders to pick up Young as soon as he crosses half court. And he emphasized that's not hyperbole. You can't say they don't respect his range. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Here's Hachimura. After the made shot from Wendell Carter. 4 on the shot clock. Puts one up from 19. Rose, good.
What's made Rose so special is he can score from anywhere in any way. Attacking one-on-one, inside, or with his jump shot.
Now, here's Reddish. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Memphis. And Young kicks to Reddish. That's in, coming off the assist from Young. Reddish has got 5 points so far. And so it's Rose bringing it up for the Hawks. This game coming on the heels of their win against Toronto.
And you gotta love a team that can maintain its composure on the road. Take good shots and knock them down with confidence.
Yeah, not getting overwhelmed is important. Poise is something that you need to have in order to win on the road.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Young, good.
You know, fending off the defense well there. Young, solid at just being crafty enough in these types of situations.
On its way from Rose for 2. It's a tie game here in Oakland. And we'll be back with you for the start. Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And guys, when you consider how Pittsburgh is doing, your thoughts?
Just cashing in on second chance opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Well, it's part of their strategy coming in, no doubt. And there may not be that much their opponent can do about it.
You've got Reddish, Carter out there with Morris, and it's Young, and it's Barrett at the small forward position. Morris, no good. And for Atlanta, Ayton is out there with Rui Hachimura. Then there's Jaylen Brown. Then there's Oubre, and it's Rose in at the point. And for Pittsburgh, they've got Wendell Carter. Morris is out there with Barrett. Then it's Reddish, and it's Young in at the point. Now, here's Barrett. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. No problems knocking that one down.
You have to guard Young tight. You got to know he's thinking of shooting as soon as the ball hits his hands.
To the wing right side, Ayton. Not going to go that time, so Pittsburgh will take it the other way. They come into this one following the loss to the Grizzlies.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
They just appeared lost out there. I mean, it seemed like they were scrambling on the defensive end of the floor.
And what scouts loved about Hachimura, physically, he came in NBA ready.
Oh, yeah. 6'8", 230, shows excellent strength. Also, being relatively late to the game, he's really never developed any bad habits. That's why he was able to come in and hit the ground running.
A nice shot by Young.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, these days, so much emphasis on the perimeter game, but you can see why after that sequence.
Passes to Hachimura. Carter pulls it in.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
The pass to Young. A three ball. Rebounded by DeAndre Ayton.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Rose attacking. The shot's good. Rose has got 10 points.
Such a consistent night for him from the field. Whenever they've needed it, he's been their safety valve.
Barrett with the ball. Now guarded by Ayton. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Now, the superstar players always get the headlines, but you need more great role players, it seems, as you look at the history of champions, to win. So that being said, Greg, what kind of role players do you look for?
You know, Kevin, it starts on your best player, and I think you go from there. Obviously, in today's game, spot-up shooting is critically important, and then you got to factor in versatility. You need guys that can guard multiple positions, that give you some rim protection, but obviously that can also shoot the basketball. And I think it's critical having that instant offense guy coming off the bench as well to when your team's in a bit of a funk, somebody you can trust to kind of light a fire.
Good point. Here's Oubre, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Trae Young.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
This is his first chance at the line tonight, and both free throws good for Oubre. Here's Young. 9 points in the game so far. 55 seconds left now here in the second. Pass to Barrett. Kicks to Reddish. Young dishes to Morris. Clock at 6. Count it, and the Atlanta lead has been cut down to just 2 points on the bucket from Young.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Here's Rose, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
He's perfect from the field this quarter. He's giving them the fits out there. Yeah, and Derrick Rose, Kevin, with a new beginning after knee injuries derailed his career. He said, look, if load management had been around back then, he might still be a Chicago Bull.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Now here's Rose. 15 points in the game. Here's the teardrop, and it's good on the lay-in. Rose has got the lead up to 5 now for the Hawks. What a performance for Derrick Rose. He has been the story for the Atlanta Hawks.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It is a good game we have. Derrick Rose taking care of business in this one. He ended up with 17 points. Well, the youngest. Thanks for joining us.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
Man, he's been running wild on them through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
And as they can't slow him down, you know what you do? You keep feeding them and feeding them and feeding them. This is the right game plan.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. And so in the game for the Hawks, Hachimura out there with DeAndre Ayton. Then there's Oubre. Then there's Derrick Rose. And it's Brown in at the 2.
I mean, so experienced. I mean, tell me something Rose hasn't seen on the court. I mean, he reads the D like a book.
Back to Young. Count the basket.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Rose passes to Hachimura. Back to Rose. Double team on Rose. Brown outside. He kicks to Rose. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Barrett, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. That one on Rose.
Born in Toronto, Barrett joins a talented group of Canadians who have entered the NBA ranks.
So he gets them both. The Hawks leading. And here's Rose. He's got 17. And we're about a minute and a half here into the second half. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
An absolute beast inside. Love how Ayton uses his size to draw these fouls.
Ayton hits them both. Pittsburgh shooting around 60% on the night. Amazing work offensively so far. Young against Rose. Knocked away. Now here's Reddish. D right on him. And the rejection by Ayton. Pass to Hachimura. Now Carter. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Barrett dishes to Morris. A minute 50 left in the third quarter of the game. 5 on the clock. Here's Reddish. And again, it's Pittsburgh missing. Brown the pass to Rose. And it's good, 2 points. Rose has got 19 points.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Passes it to Reddish. And here's Barrett. Carter looking around and stolen by Ayton. Now here's Rose, the fast break opportunity. And finished off by Oubre.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Here's Barrett, and Barrett slams it in.
Can't allow Barrett that kind of positioning. He's just too skilled at finishing, even when you try to get physical with him.
Young against Rose. Ayton wide open. Pittsburgh pulls it in. Carter's got rebound number 7 for him tonight. To the middle, and then Carter with the jam.
But for a high-energy player, nothing gets you revved up more than that. Carter feeds off every hard finish he gets.
Rose, that's good. He's got 21.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
And that's why they're running plays for him. They're getting him the ball and letting him go to work.
Brown outside. Buries the long-range jumper. And now it's an 8-point Hawks lead.
Determining Brown's ceiling, I mean, how good of an outside shooter can he become? I mean, to me, that's the only question. But he may have already exceeded expectations.
And there's the pass to Reddish. Sees the alley-oop, and it's blocked by Brown. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks holding on to an 8-point lead heading in. And let's listen in on what Nate McMillan had to say to his team.
Hey, what we got to do here.
Fourth quarter of action is upon us. Thanks as always for joining us. Atlanta leading by 8. Young is out there with Reddish. Then there's Carter. Then it's Marcus Morris, and it's Barrett at the 3. Ayton against Morris. Ayton kicks to Rose. Rose double teamed. Clock at 4. Brown the pass to Ayton. And Ayton throws it down.
Oh, what incredible precision. Brown cutting the D to pieces with his passing.
And Pittsburgh with the possession here. Now, here's Barrett. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And he knocks down the first one. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. The Hawks shooting 69%, showing you what a well-oiled offense looks like tonight.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Now, here's Reddish. He's covered by Brown. Fires from the line. Young, no good.
With the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jumper.
Oubre kicks to Rose. And finished off by Rose.
This is the game you hope Rose has every night, shooting with tremendous confidence.
Pittsburgh trails by 14. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Here's Reddish. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Ayton. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. Now a timeout called by Pittsburgh.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Without question. They're giving up too many high percentage looks, a trend that they'd like to reverse.
And now a moment to present the New Balance player of the game, Derrick Rose.
And his percentage from the field tonight seems almost made up. I didn't think it was possible to have that kind of success shooting the basketball. You need a little bit of luck, a bunch of hard work, and a whole lot of talent.
And with the playoffs on the horizon, he'll be looking to stay in peak form as long as he can. Rose against Young. Pass to Hachimura. And the dunk by Hachimura.
Totally unselfish play there from Ayton. Sends the ball to someone with a wide open look.
Young against Rose. It's good, and the Hawks lead is cut down to just 12 points with the basket from Young.
Pick works well there. Not much resistance from the D.
It's a lazy effort. Let's just be honest. Hoping the shooter misses, that doesn't constitute defense.
Here's Hachimura. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Wow, he feels the contact and converts regardless. That type of effort will energize Hachimura's teammates.
Chris, today's coaches have a different way to get through to their players compared to some coaches of the past.
Well, yeah, I think, you know, this culture is different. Guys don't want to be yelled at when they're giving their all. They want to try to find a solution instead of getting emotional about it. So I think, yeah, the emotional aspect at some point has been alleviated. And I think guys want to enjoy going to work every day and having a boss that they can discuss and figure it out with. I don't think the NBA is any different.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Hawks.
They really lit it up in this one. Fantastic offensive performance.
Definitely just simply shot the ball well. One of those games to be proud of.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Derrick Rose.
He was extremely efficient offensively, got good looks, and really knocked down big shots all game long. They just blocked out the noise, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
Showing remarkable poise and focus throughout the game, a sustained effort across the board.
Here's Thomas. That's tipped. Now, here's Dunn. Tight defense on him. And so it's the Hawks taking care of business in this one. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. That's it, folks.